You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, I'm doing an update to a video that Rhodes put up on Black and White Sports football channel. Earlier today, man, President Trump dropped a nuke on the Washington, quote-unquote, Commanders and the Cleveland, quote-unquote, Indians. Now, these teams, guys, used to be called the Washington Redskins and Cleveland Indians. Both great names. Great names. But what happened in 2020? Wokeness infected this country, man. Really, guys, what it was a bunch of racist white liberals that said, nah, we can't have any Native American representation. Yeah. That's when they canceled the Redskins, the Indians, and by the way, can't have any black representation because Aunt Jemima went away. Uncle Ben's went away. Mia, Land O'Lakes, Indian. Nah, can't have her either. All gone. And none of them have come back. President Trump is trying to rid this nation of wokeness. Wokeness is a disease, folks, and it's dying off. But today, guys, President Trump dropped a nuke, changed the names back. However, when it comes to the Redskins or the Commanders, whatever you want to call them right now, President Trump has a lot of control on their future. Now, guys, RFK Stadium is in Washington, D.C. right now. But as of right now, the Commanders don't actually play in Washington, D.C. They play in Maryland. But they want a stadium in Washington, D.C. So the plan is to tear down the old RFK Stadium and build a new stadium. But there's a major problem, folks. Guess what? Washington, D.C., that is federal land. Who is the chief executive? President Trump. So after President Trump's initial post demanding the name change, he dropped a bomb on Washington. Let's go ahead and get into this, guys. Right over here. Trump to Commanders. Lose the name or lose the $3.8 billion stadium deal. Yeah, President Trump is threatening now to pull the stadium. And they need his approval to make this happen. I believe, guys, next year, they're supposed to be tearing down RFK. And the plan is to actually play in the new stadium in 2030. Now, folks, if President Trump says, nah, you can't build here, that would definitely delay them getting a new stadium. And depending on who's actually in the White House, boy, and Democrats right now, as unpopular they are, it may be a while before we actually see a Democrat in the White House again. Don't know that for sure. But man, President Trump doesn't seem like he's actually playing. Look here. It says U.S. President Donald Trump has called on the NFL's Commanders. Folks, that is probably the dumbest name in sports. Along with the Guardians, man. Remember, the Cleveland Guardians stole that name from a rollerblading team. I believe they went back and got permission. They stole that name. That has to be, man, two of the dumbest names in all of sports. I liked it when Washington just called themselves the Washington football team. No, you are the Redskins. Act like it. But this is what he put out here. Quote, the Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. Trump wrote in the post on his Truth Social account Sunday. There is a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. Our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they are than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. Owners, get it done. And he's right about this, man. If you guys remember, man, a Chiefs fan, Holden Armenta, how old was he? 9 years old at a Chiefs game. There was a hit piece written about him, accusing him of being racist for wearing Indian headdress and war paint. They tried to make him seem like he was some kind of white supremacist, but it backfired on him, folks. He is Indian. Yeah. He's a part of a Native American tribe. And guess what? He sued him and he won. Wow. Now, over here, this is where things really get juicy, man. Look at this post right here, man. President Trump gave an update on his post. This came out about 5 hours later, folks. He said, "My statement on the Washington Redskins has totally blown up, but only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. The team would be much more valuable and the deal would be more exciting for everyone. Cleveland should do the same with the Cleveland Indians." The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change. What he doesn't understand is that if he changed the name back to the Cleveland Indians, he might actually win an election. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again. Yeah, I completely agree with that, man, because we know, man, most of American Indians aren't down with them getting canceled. They're just not. I mean, these white leftists, man, they did it to the Indians. They did it to black people too, man. And your mama, Uncle Ben's. Yeah. But yet we still got little Debbie's on cookies and cakes, right? Just throwing it out there, man. Just throwing it out there. Nothing against little Debbie's, man, but bring back Uncle Ben's, bring back Aunt Jemima, bring back the Indians, bring back the Washington Redskins. Yeah. Now, Josh Harris and Magic Johnson, man, now they have a problem. They want a stadium and they may not get it because Washington, D.C. is federal land. It's not like any other city in the United States. Remember, originally, guys, Washington, D.C., nobody was supposed to be living there. That's why they call it a federal district right there. And for some crazy reason, guys, people in Washington, D.C. actually have electoral votes when electoral votes are supposed to be just for the states. Washington, D.C. is not a state. Those people should actually be voting with Maryland or Virginia. That's what they should be doing, man. It is utterly ridiculous. They actually have a mayor in Washington, D.C. But guess what? Technically, the mayor really shouldn't have any power because Congress controls Washington, D.C. But what do you guys make of this here, man? The Washington Commanders now are backed into a wall. Change the name or no stadium. And boy, them getting a new stadium, man, that would be huge. It would be even huger if they actually had the Redskins and the logo outside of that stadium, man. And by the way, Kansas City Chiefs, allow headdresses back into your stadium. You're still called the Kansas City Chiefs, but yet you actually ban headdresses inside the stadium. Stop being woke. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.